The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Afternoon, everyone. Just a reminder, we'll do two sections. The first one for immediate use, and then the second one for 10:30 this evening. Dickie, do you want to start us off?
Certainly do. Afternoon, Mark.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, how are you?
Good.
Mark, we've had a couple of days now to reflect on the result in the week. What's your thoughts looking back, and what was the key?
Well, the key was, for us, clearly was to get a positive result, and on the night, basically everybody stepped up. It's always, in my view, more difficult, clearly, when you have to win a game. It goes without saying, but the reality of it is sometimes if you're just playing for a draw or trying to block a team out, being destructive is more easier to accomplish than it is to be on the front foot and actually go out and try and win a game of football, certainly in the Premier League. And we knew that's what we had to do. So it's really satisfying that we went there with a real focus and a real understanding of what was required and got the job done. So on many, many levels, we were delighted that we were able to produce when we needed it most. Clearly it was a big step for us. It's not the final step because we've got more work to do. And I was conscious today that I wanted to see the focus that we've displayed since I walked in. I wanted to see it today, and thankfully the guys give me no indication that their focus has diminished or wavered, so that tells me we're ready to go again on Sunday.
It is a slightly strange situation when most people think, oh, you are safe, but you're not quite safe yet. How do you assess it?
Well, I think that's good for us, if I'm honest. I think it's important that we retain that focus that I've talked about. It's our last home game as well. We've had fantastic support from everybody at all levels, but not least the fans in certain games. They've really pushed us on and enabled us to get over the line. And that's all I've experienced is positive reaction from our supporters. And I think maybe there was a little bit of a disconnect by all accounts. And that can happen if you're not getting positive results. But I think the satisfying thing for everybody connected to the club is that it now seems that everybody is pulling in the right direction, and that's been really crucial to what we've been able to do up to this point.
How do you keep the players' nerves in check going into the midweek game? And also, you've done it hard, I think, with the thumping at West Ham and the two disappointing 3-2 results, a cup defeat as well, and then suddenly you go on the run.
Yeah, but I always felt we had a poor performance against West Ham, but since then, even though we've had defeats among difficult fixtures, I have to say, we've still performed at a level that encouraged me to think that we had enough to get out of this situation. And performances, not only in games, but so we had to come in, and obviously the West Ham game was a little bit of an eye-opener for me because I felt we needed to go another way in terms of personnel and formation and structure of the team, so we had to make a change there. So that can be difficult when you're asking guys to play in a different shape and a different formation. That needs work, it needs repetition on the training ground, and they need to learn very, very quickly to make the best use of the information they're getting. And I could see every day in training and in the games they were getting better at what we were trying to tell them. So that encouraged me that as the season went on, towards the end, we'd still be very much in the mix. And it came to a point, obviously, we needed to win against Swansea. We rode a luck at times because you accept that. It's impossible in the Premier League to restrict an opposition team to no chances. No one does that. But overall, we put in a performance that deserved the 3 points, and now we've just got to finish it off.
How do you approach the game against Manchester City, bearing in mind how many goals they scored this season, the fact that they want to get to 100 points, but you, of course, want at least a point just to make sure?
I think we just got to play like we have done. We've obviously played against Chelsea a couple of times in recent weeks, Arsenal away as well, and these teams will always test you in terms of their movement and their ability, technical ability, and their appreciation of pass and all those elements that make them good teams and good players. So we'll be exposed to that again. We've just got to make sure that we have an understanding of what we're trying to do as well. And as I've said, we've been playing well. Our general play is good. We have a threat going the other way as well. We've continued to create chances, any number of chances in every game we've had. So I think it's shaping up for what we hope will be what we need, but obviously a very good Premier League game to finish the season as well.
You're not going to Marriott Hotel in Swansea anytime?
No, not anytime soon.
Mark, tell us about your own future. Obviously, your contract's only until the end of the season. Have there been any talks yet?
No, I think the clubs and myself too were just conscious that the focus had to be totally on what we were trying to do. It would have been wrong to really raise the question and go into any depth about what happens in the future, because nobody knew what the future was going to be for individuals or for the team and the club. So I think the club has approached that situation in exactly the right manner. I wouldn't want it any different. Clearly, in some conversations you may have an inkling that the club would like to do something, but as I said, I totally understand that the club needed to know where it was going to be before any discussions of the future of anybody, managers, players, or anybody else connected with the club. They had to be put on hold before we understand exactly where we're going to be.
What's your feeling, though? Do you want to stay?
Listen, it's a very good club. You see what's in place here and what's put in place to allow the players and the club to move forward in terms of success. They've had obviously good seasons prior to this one, and that's helped because of the support staff and the facilities that are on offer here. So yeah, it's a well-run club. It's a good club. It's a good opportunity for whoever gets it. Did I answer that? Maybe not.
Just very briefly, if Wayne Rooney does leave the Premier League, what would be his legacy?
He's had an outstanding career as a Premier League player. I hope he maybe has a change of thought and stays in the league. He's still got a lot to offer, in my view, and it would be a shame to lose him. But it seems like in this day and age, the top players get offers to go over the pond, and they can see it as a lifestyle change as well, and they want to experience it. So you can understand maybe the temptation at this stage of his career. But as I said, I hope he maybe reconsiders and gives himself a few more years in the Premier League, because he's got that ability. But whatever he decides to do, I wish him well, because he's been an outstanding player in this era.
Last one from me. Who gets your vote for Manager of the Season?
My vote was Sean Dyche. I think the criteria is the manager who's made best use of the resources that he has, and in my view, that makes Sean the winner.
Tony?
Mark, have you got a few individual words that you would use to sum up your entire football season?
Not really. You should have given me a bit of prior knowledge for that one. Listen, it's been a roller coaster for me personally in terms of how the season's gone from start to finish, but that's what football is. It's a life and world that I've been involved in for a long, long time. So nothing that happens really surprises me. You spend most of the time trying to preempt what might happen in the future. Sometimes you do that process very well. Other times it'll catch you out, and you'll see things coming from left field that you didn't anticipate, and you've got to deal with things. And it tests you every single day, this job. But I wouldn't change it for the world. It's given me a wonderful life. I've really enjoyed my time here. I have to say it's coming at an end of a difficult season, but football and sport is not predictable. You can never say something's definitely going to happen, because you're likely to get caught out, but that's why everybody loves it so much.
Sorry for not priming you.
Yeah.
A little bit earlier than that. Just on you, though, if it's about the team, it's about achieving what you needed to do for the club. But how much did you need this stint at the end of the season after the year you'd had?
Well, listen, when you lose your position at a club, then clearly it hasn't gone as you wanted it to go, or as the club you've left wanted it to go. And there's many reasons why it didn't happen this season. There's no point going over them now. Over the course of time, I think take the emotion out of it. I think people will know that certain things needed to happen, certain things didn't. People didn't perform as well as they needed to. I include myself in that. So it can happen. I think in this league and in the Premier League, it's you can't rest on your laurels, because anybody can go down in this league. Anybody can be relegated, apart from probably the top six now. The rest of us are always looking over our shoulder. And I think if you look at the league table this year, I think almost to a man in terms of teams, I think every one of them had to look over their shoulder to see their position at some point. So that's how the Premier League is. So you can never get complacent. You've always got to realise that if you don't keep on doing the right things, then you might be at risk.
Just finally for me, you mentioned earlier about noticing a bit of a disconnect between kind of fan base and club, in amongst actually the number one task of keeping the club in the Premier League and working with the players. Has that been something you've consciously tried to kind of bind back together, because you need the fans on your side, and thinking back to some of the rallying the crowd at the Bournemouth game, things like that?
I don't think I've consciously done it. I think it's a consequence of maybe, well, almost certainly the fans understanding that we needed them, but we had to give something back as well. They had to see a change in terms of what we were trying to do. They could see the players were giving everything and trying to affect the situation, trying to turn it around, and they recognised that and got behind the players. It's as simple as that, really. There wasn't any manipulation of that situation. We just had to play better and give the fans something to cheer and get behind. And I think that's what's happened. I have to say, since I've come in, I haven't seen any negativity. I'm just told that there was this possibility that there was that somewhat of a disconnect between the fans and the players and the club. But I've seen no evidence of it. Everybody's pushed in the same direction. I said when I came in that the last time we were in this situation, from my memory, obviously, and my experience of it, when we had a great escape in my playing days here, the one thing that got us over the line was everybody sticking together, and that's what's happened this time. That's been my experience in these last few weeks.
Chris?
Sorry, just a couple of quick ones, just to pick up on some bits that you've already answered. Is it slightly tricky to know how to approach the game on Sunday, knowing that stories and circumstances might develop across the afternoon?
No, my view is if we perform at the same level as we have done in recent weeks, if we have a good understanding of what we're trying to achieve in the game, then I feel we've got the ability to make sure that we get the job done. Would we be adversely affected if certain news started to filter through? I'm not sure. We're all human. Maybe so if it was a situation that was running out of control. But my view is we're in position to get the job done ourselves. We just need a good, solid, professional performance against a very good team, against the champions of England. And it was always going to be a difficult game for us as the last game of the season. But I feel we've got enough talent and enough ability and determination to make sure that we get the result that we need.
Social media obviously makes it very easy now to keep up to date with matters elsewhere. So will you be actively keeping up to date with what's happening?
Yeah, probably at some point. I think you'd be aware if any situation started to develop or if our game went adversely wrong, but it's not how we're thinking. We would keep an eye on that, because you need to be conscious of the situation and what you need to do in games. That goes without saying. That's what you need to do in games of different significance. So it's not something that we will ignore. If it's information we need to know to make the right decisions, then we'll look for it.
And one question on your future. Once this Manchester City game is out of the way on Sunday, will you personally be keen for a quick resolution, whatever that resolution may be?
I think it's important for the club that they do that, because clearly there's work to be done immediately after the season. Decisions have to be made in terms of recruitment, in terms of retention of players. So it would make sense to make a quick appointment. I can't shape that or dictate that. That's a decision for the club.
Thank you guys. We'll move on to the second section for 10:30.